What's going on? Wacky Cat here with another video. And this is just my opinion, man. Relax, relax, relax. This is the last video I'm ever going to talk about 2K20. My final rant. 2K22 coming out whenever it comes out. I don't know when it's coming about. Let's talk about the last rant about 2020 2K. First of all, let's talk about it being the worst wrestling game, the WWE worst wrestling game ever. Now, we can go back in the past and say, oh, that game was whack, or Raw, or whatever game back in the past. I'm talking about for our generation, this game sucked. Those games sucked because they was back in the day, the early 2000s, the late 1999. They were supposed to suck. They came out back then. But in this generation, we should never had a game that was so horrible, so glitchy. And I knew something was wrong. We all knew something wasn't right the moment we popped this game into our consoles, and the select screen where you select the character, all the characters had this strange look on their face. Like, it wasn't no pose. But back in the day, the characters had poses. Even the daggone Sega Genesis wrestling games the characters had poses. But no, every single wrestler, superstar, whatever you want to call them, had this same look, this faraway stare in their face. They didn't have a smile. They wasn't looking angry. They just had a look. And that, from the moment I saw that, I said, something ain't right. If you don't have the time to put a pose on your wrestler faces and a smile or anything, something ain't right. And they was hyping this thing up because they said, oh, we got collectible cards and they thought they was going to get away with this. They thought that they was going to release this unfinished game, and I probably in their mind, and this is my opinion, they was thinking that we'll just give patches and updates throughout the year when you have the game. And we got this game, and I'm glad the gaming community and the wrestling community spoke up and just ain't take this game and just played it and say, oh, well, it sucks. No, there's a difference between suck and unfinished. This thing was suck and it was unfinished. The cutscenes was glitchy. This thing kept crashing. For me personally, this thing crashed so daggone much, I was starting to get super angry. And they was going to let this ride. And then the thing that makes me really pissed off is, and I don't know if y'all remember this, when we were starting to voice our opinion, our overwhelming opinion on social media, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you want to call it, talking about how bad this game was, 2K came out with a little statement saying, we didn't see glitches. Well, some of our customers are saying there's issues. We'll see what y'all talking about, but we'll check it out. What you mean you'll check it out? You knew, you had to have known that this game was glitchy and buggy. Y'all are 2K Games, man. Y'all are legendary. Y'all not an indie company, but you allowed this to come out, and you act like we was dumb. No, we're not dumb. When the game sucks, we're all going to get on. And that goes for any other gaming developer. Indie, we'll let them slide. But even indie games don't crash like this. The indie games that be coming out don't be crashing. But this, I will say, 2K has given these game developers a new stand, saying if the game is trash, we're all going to go on social media and we're all going to say it loud that this game sucks. And your game, if it sucks, is going to be in the bargain bin and ain't no one's going to buy it, and your reputation is going to be destroyed. Like Cyberpunk. These companies, and this is just my opinion, and it could be some fact, they thinking that they got a deadline. And when they halfway finished with the game, almost finished. So what they trying to do is they trying to give us the game and then try to buy time by updates. Oh, we're going to come out with the patch 76. I don't mind little patches here and there. But if you got a game that's buggy and crashy and you need major patches and you giving it to us, that's unacceptable. We're not going to take it anymore. If the game is not ready when you said it was going to be ready, delay it. Delay it. Yeah, we'll talk about you. We'll say, oh, they keep delaying this game. But you're definitely going to hear our wrath as the gaming community and wrestling community or whatever gaming in general. You're going to hear our wrath because we're going to get on that internet and we're going to say what's going on. And that's what's been going on with a lot of these gaming companies. They're coming out with games that's glitchy and buggy. And I'm not talking about a little glitch here and there. That's understandable. If the developer didn't miss the glitch here and a glitch there, that's understandable. We're not going to rip your head off we're not going to go crazy because of that. We're not. I'm talking about soon as I put the game in, it's crashing. I mean, look at this mess. This thing could have had so much potential, but it was just garbage all the way, and it's frustrating for a gaming fan because we're complex. Because how could a new game in the year 2019 when it came out, how could it be this glitchy? Like, don't we have the technology? The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, that game, them systems, them consoles was out for a while before this game came out. So how is this happening? It was like almost like when we was playing the game, it was like a different type of frustration because it was like I didn't understand how could this happen? Like, how could it? Look at this. Now the concept, now all the collectible things they had with it, like the collectible set 2K20, that was pretty cool. You get your card signed, there's a Rey Mysterio and signatures and of Edge. But then I heard some people didn't even have that when they bought the collectible edition, and they paid like over $100 for it. They paid $100 for this thing, for this game right here. And I know I'm beating the dead horse because it's been over almost 3 years since this game has been released. But this is my final rant, and I'm done talking about 2K. And I try to give it a chance. I even made videos, and it was half-hearted videos. I made videos about the gameplay and try to be optimistic and say it's not that bad, guys. This patch fixed it. I thought the patches was working. For the most part, I thought patches were working, but it was still glitching. Now, the patches, for me, they stopped the crashing, but the game was still not good. It was not good at all. And we're putting you at a higher standard based on the generation we're in. Based on the technology we're in, that's the standard. You can say to yourself as a gaming company, oh, this game is better than WWE No Mercy. It's got more depth. But for the generation we're currently in, the predecessors like 2K19, that was an awesome game. Y'all did a good job. You can't go backwards and make a worse game than 2K19. You're going like all the way down, like past 2K19, 2K18. You're digressing. And like I said, the concepts they had was awesome. The DLC, the Bump at a Night DLC, the Cyborg DLC. The concepts and the ideas was smart, was great, but the gameplay and the glitches and the targeting system and the crashes was just so horrible. If I can't play the game properly, then what good is a Bump at the Night DLC? You get this super character and you get Bray Wyatt. What's good? What good is it if I can't even play the game? I know now I'm more frustrated because now you're telling me I can play all this cool stuff, but I get the game and I can't play all this cool stuff. 2K, I don't know if it was they must have been rushed by WWE. They must have rushed them to make this game. That's the only thing I could think of. And they shouldn't have done it. They should have done it. They should have said, no, we're not done yet. and Unix, whatever you call them, that other company left. So 2K was on their own making this thing, which I don't having no pity. Things happen. I mean, you guys test it. It's kind of like if I go to McDonald's and I order a Big Mac, instead of just telling me we're out of buns for the Big Mac, you just give me the patty with all the lettuce on it. I'll be like, okay, I open it up, and like, where's the buns? And you blame the truck man. The delivery guy, blame him. I would have made the sandwich good, but he left. The truck driver guy didn't even come. So instead of just telling us we're not finished with the game, or we're not finished with your Big Mac because there's an element in it that's no longer here, or instead of just telling us that, you're going to give us the patty anyway. You're going to just give us the patty and think we're going to feel sorry for you because another company, Unix, left y'all and left y'all high and dry and didn't help y'all develop the game right. So we supposed to just feel sorry that you supposed to just take our hard-earned money, and we just supposed to say, oh, okay, well, the company left them, so it's just, well, what can we do? No, what you do is you say, no, we have a reputation now to not allow a game like this to be made. You should have told, because there's a lot of people that's real sour, that's still sour, and there's a lot of trust that's lost. Out of all the good games y'all came out with, 2K19, 2K18, as far as wrestling games, 2K is a legendary company, with NBA and things like that. They've made awesome games, but see, one game can mess your whole reputation up for one particular game. So as the wrestling community, and you still got the basketball people, the basketball community, the NBA guys, y'all had little glitches man here and there, and people complained about, oh, why you changed your shooting, but for the most part, y'all got a track record of making great NBA games and in your other games. But see, as a wrestling fan, as the wrestling niche, you have lost our trust with the 2K20. So now 2K22 is coming out. See, look at this. Look at the Elimination Chamber. All of them have the same look on their face. All of them have the same, and they're posing in the same direction. Y'all didn't even have time. That's how you know they didn't have time for anything. They didn't have time they didn't even give time. Y'all knew. So this is the standard, or let's have all of them doing the same pose. So that's why a lot of us are still on the fence with 2K22. 2K22, we're ready, but we're not going to believe the hype anymore, because this game was hyped up and it didn't deliver. So just give us the release date. I don't know when the official release date of 2K22 gonna be out, but y'all need to say something. Y'all doing the same thing again, and now the pressure is really on, because you're on next gen consoles. 2K22 is going to be on next gen consoles. If they're not, you're gonna hear more ranting from the fans. So now the pressure is really high. We don't want to see the same cutscene. Listen, you had 2 years to fix the problem. No more of the same cutscenes from the universe mode we've been seeing for the last 6 years. You need to revamp that whole thing, put whole new cutscenes in it. And you probably won't. You're probably going to still take shortcuts. You're probably, because they're just the easy way to take shortcuts. I'm telling you right now, if this game is not only going to have to not glitch, it's going to have to be unbelievably good. Because if it's just, 2K20 was so bad, and you had 2 years to fix the problems, that if 2K22 is even mediocre, you still may hear it from us, because we were like, dang, what do y'all do? Y'all fix the bugs, but y'all ain't really do nothing. And it can't just be the graphics. Oh, we fixed the graphics. No. We're going to have the gameplay going to be on point. The cutscenes going to have to be on point. Y'all, the pressure is on. And it's one thing that I never understood either. That kind of is a head scratcher. 2K20 WWE 2K20 has been out for 3 years, going on 3 years, or maybe even, I can't even remember. I think 3 years. I thought you would think that 2K would make updates, continuing to make updates for 2K20 to give us at least the original. So by now, if we was to pop in 2K20, you would get an update, and all the few years that have been going on, they slowly try to make it what it was supposed to be. And they didn't even try to do that. They didn't even try to update the game to a standard, but they stopped it from crashing. That's all I see they did. They stopped it from crashing and doing horrible glitches. But other than that, they think they done. They think they okay. Well, we stopped the crash. They didn't gave up. They gave up on it. So so we were supposed to just give them our money, and we did. And so all of us got refunds, and this game is in the bargain bin. So much potential, but see, potential ain't gonna cut it. You can have all the hype, the glamour, the different modes and all that, but you want to start out good. You don't want to That's the bugs of all bugs. The bug of all bugs that will in anybody from playing the game is the crashes. Once a consumer gets a game and it start crashing, we don't want to play it anymore. We're done. That we can overlook some glitches. A lot of glitches in a lot of games have glitches, minor glitches, and we can even overlook some major glitches. A glitch that make you can't move, and so you got to reset it. But then if you start getting glitches that I'm stuck in the ground and I reset it the first time and I'm still stuck in the ground and I still can't move and I can't progress in the game, or you get crashes that crash the whole game and loses all your progress, we're done. If you don't fix that main problem that the game is crashing, we're done. That game is slowly becoming. So I don't care about, look at the characters. Oh, look at the roster. How many characters to choose from. Never do that again, 2K. Please don't do this again. Never. If any developer, please, guys, if the game's not complete, if the game's not ready, don't put it in the truck and ship it off to the people. We don't need that. We don't want it. And now the standards are high because a lot of us have PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X. So you're going to even get it worse now. And we're not going to have that same excuse. Like, we're not going to have the new excuses. Don't make up new excuses. Talking about, the new. I can hear it. I can see it now. If these new games that's coming out, if they start buggy and glitchy and crashy, the new excuse is going to be, the next gen console, the PlayStation 5, is hard. We was trying to manipulate it and it kept crashing. We don't understand what's going on. So if that's the problem, don't even come out with it, because we're not going to deal with that anymore. So that's my rant. I'm done. Anyway, Wacky Cat here. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'm out.